Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday the 9th of August 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Wildwood Tarot for today's reading. Let's see what these cards have to say about Tuesday and what energy you'll be working with. And I really love this deck because it's so focused on nature and animals. I'm a Virgo in astrology, so I'm an earth sign. So anything to do with the natural world appeals to me, even though they have changed the names of the major arcana and the suits in the minor arcana, which I don't really like because you have to relearn everything. But in this deck it really works just because it's so well thought out and it's the colors and the nature. I really love this deck. I think it's the exception to that rule. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say about Tuesday then, and what energy you'll be working with. So I'm just going to shuffle these cards and choose 3 to see what's going on here. Guys, while I'm shuffling these, I'm just thinking about my brother who died last week. If you could send him thoughts and prayers, I'd really appreciate it. The whole family's grieving. He was 53 years old. It makes absolutely no sense. So if you could just keep him in your thoughts and prayers, I'd really be ever so grateful and appreciate it. Let's see what's coming up here on Tuesday for you. I've got the Page of Bows, a stoat. Bows is going to be wands. So the Page of Wands. Okay. We have the Queen of Vessels, the Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Vessels, which I love. That looks way groovy to me. Okay. So Nine of Vessels is generosity here. Someone who's kind of in spiritual ecstasy, it looks like to me. Okay. So let's see what the cards are saying. So first of all, we've got 2 court cards. Those are characteristics or people. And the Page of Wands is a young man who has no clue what he's supposed to do with his life, but he's willing to learn. And the Queen of Vessels is a woman who's very nurturing and very loving and very focused on her role as someone who is of service to others and who helps and supports and who uses their own strength for the sake of the greater good. In this deck, we've got this stoat, which is this super flexible kind of animal, which gets into all these little small, tiny little spaces. I think it's a predator. So basically, it's about saying it's not about my size or experience. It's about me being in the present moment and seeing what opportunities I can get. So this card and this depiction with the stoat, what it says to me, it doesn't matter if you've got a ton of experience or if you've got contacts or other people supporting you, whatever it may be. The key thing to look at, if you want to realize your own hopes and dreams and be generous to yourself, is to ask yourself, what am I good at now? What do I do every day, free of charge, that I enjoy, where I have some sort of a knack or an affinity? And I truly believe that each one of us, even if we don't want to believe it, each one of us are born with something that we're good at. Even if we think we're 99% useless, even the most self-critical of us has to say, well, but that 1% I really am good at. And even if it's something as silly as saying, I may not be an astrophysicist, but I've got really good eyesight. So there's something about all of us that we can say is good. And with this card, the spread is kind of highlighting to me that particularly if you don't see your own value or your own talents, this is a wonderful day to recognize that and to really truly believe it. This is something I'm good at. That then leads to the next card, the Queen of Vessels. How can I be loving and nurturing to myself and find a way of using this talent in such a way that it actually benefits me in my life on an everyday basis. So turning it into a job, and that then pays me an income so I can break out of poverty, for example. Or I know I have a knack for healing other people. How can I now find some action steps to put myself in a position where I can do that once a week or every day, free of charge or as a job or whatever it may be? The Queen of Vessels, this salmon, it says that you have the strength to overcome your own reluctance or your own hesitation, your own fear, your own doubts as to how you can self-actualize, because the Queen of Vessels cares about you. And the Queen of Vessels, as the salmon, is incredibly strong, and she's able to jump upriver to get to a place where she can spawn and have her children and go back to the place she was born, and the whole thing requires unbelievable strength. So you are very charitable and generous towards yourself today. At the same time, one of your talents is revealed, and if you combine the two, you'll be in a position where you can say, hey, I'm going to make something happen with this gift that I've got. And the cards are saying that if you get to that thought, you've hit the jackpot, because it's by thinking that, how can I use my talent and weave it into my life so it benefits me as well as other people? That's genuine generosity towards yourself, because you're really maximizing something that's good, that already exists, and you're benefiting from it. So your life will look a lot richer. And if you're doing something that you enjoy and you love, of course you're being generous and good to yourself. And you're really setting the stage for you to be happy. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't know anyone who's truly happy who hates their job. I just haven't met anyone like that. Most of the happy people I know are also happy in terms of they're doing something that they enjoy. So if you get yourself to that spot, I'm doing something that I love and enjoy, and I'm using my strength to figure it out, that then means your hopes and dreams can actually be realized. Which is generous to you, and it's being generous to other people because you're demonstrating and showing that life doesn't have to be this nightmare, arduous, difficult process. It can be a joy. And that's providing a blueprint for someone else who may think, oh, it's impossible to be happy on this planet, or whatever they're thinking. You're disproving that simply by being yourself. Okay, so the willingness to find your life purpose and to look into places that you would usually miss. Make sure you keep your eyes and ears open. Once you have that information, the stamina and the diligence and the willingness to say, I owe this to myself, to do a little bit of work so that I end up in a happier place in my life. That's what's given to you. So even if it's recognizing I have an addiction that I want to take care of and I'm going to find ways of dealing with it, or I recognize that I am super talented at bowling, I'm going to find ways to become a professional bowler. Or I recognize that the passion has gone out of this relationship, I'm going to have to take some difficult steps to get out of this, to free myself so that I can enjoy relationship happiness in future. So it's recognition, doing something about the reality, and getting to a happier place as a result. So the Queen of Vessels is this nurturing quality that you have for yourself, but it could also be a man or a woman in your life who shows up and says something really key and important to you on this day that is important to listen to. Because it may be this person says something loving to you, and that's the moment where you realize, hey, actually, I am very kind and beautiful. Maybe I should try and, I don't know, be the next Florence Nightingale or whatever it may be. So that recognition may be by another person. Or it could be seeing someone who is very diligent and is trying their best, and that inspires you to try your best too. And then finally, the Nine of Vessels is usually a pub landlord who's surrounded by these cups, and he's in such a good place and his hopes and dreams have come true and business is going well that he can give around to everyone just because he cares. And here we've got this person really achieving kind of spiritual enlightenment, and then each cup is kind of magically filled here. So this is someone whose cup is running over with love and positivity. So by doing this for yourself, your cup too will be running over with a sense of accomplishment, achievement, and simply happiness that finally I'm doing something in my life that is good for me. I'm being generous and kind towards myself, and it's all coming together to work really nicely. So protect your journey, your mission, your fire in life, and see how you can get to a place of even more abundance. And anything that takes away from this journey, be very careful and cautious about that today, because this is a really fabulous day of understanding and then doing the work to shift your circumstances practically in a genuine, tangible kind of way. Okay, number-wise, we've got core cards. 1 and 1 is 2, and 9 is 11. 11 is the master number of service. So it's the same thing as this, really. It's by identifying your talents and then seeing how you can manifest them. That's how you're being generous towards yourself, and that's how you are taking an active role in manifesting your best life. So a great day. Have a wonderful time. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and the little bell next to it. And also share the video online if you get to do that. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.